Today, we have a 2013 Subaru Outback, but not just any Subaru Outback. It's my grandma's. Brum, brum. Now, even though she is an unstoppable force of a young woman, she's also like 5 foot. So, opening the door, not that big of a deal. We put lights in there for her. When the gate needs to be closed, she's got a little bit of a problem. You know. It's the next day. Half the instructions are in Chinese. Most of the hardware's missing, and a lot of the wires we're going to have to extend. They give you the emergency release button, like, to push it back down. And I realize it's so you don't have to physically shut the gate, but my grandma can't reach the button either. So I got to relocate the button from there to the inside, which means running everything. And then when these go through here, they want you to run it through the single layer. The plugs aren't even going to fit there, and your wire's going to be kinked. Wires are going to be broken within a year. So we got to run it up, in through here, back around, up through the top, where the module goes. We still got to do dash cam, but if you're going to be doing these lift gates on a Subaru Outback, it's going to take some massaging. So, like, the balls that go into the cab, they're held in with like a retention ring. So I had to cut these freaking things off. I'm sure there's a way you can hammer them out, but it's my grandma's car and I don't want to take a hammer to it. I think I'm going to hit it with a hammer. So we're going to jump back on this today. So this is what's left of the factory latch. The reason there's this much left, because I needed this. And the reason I needed this was because when that latch bolts in, I can like see into the cab, and that didn't sit well with me. But when I went to go bolt these things in, which they are, so somebody's like, I installed mine, mine's fine. No, it's not. Your back gate's rattling around. You wouldn't do that for your grandma. I'm not doing it for mine. So, look at that. Ugh. Grandma approved. Well, she's not gonna know the difference, but that should work longer. Now, the thing I'm working on now, that's the emergency release. I'm pulling that across metal. I'm going to try to put an airline and a guide. So it's like, and then that way the string is less susceptible to damage. Test fit 1. I think it's hitting the rubber. Because the gate, now there's no power going to it, but that's where it is. It's very close. So I think I'm going to trim. Yeah, I'll show you. So we got basically where this plastic is. I'm going to cut that off. Just that corner. I can see where it's touching the thickness. I think I just need to clearance that. I think the door will shut. that one still. All right, that got me closer. I feel like I'm still hitting something soft. I'll get back to you. After some squeaking and pushing, this bar hits this gasket. I think it will pull itself shut, but just to do a little bit of loving, we're just gonna give ourselves like an eighth on each side. Do this. Just a happy little pinch weld. After a little bit of loving, I'm ready.
Doesn't work.
What?
Doesn't work.
Why not?
Should we plug everything in up there?
I'm pretty sure. I'll check. All right. Rear box mounted. We checked all of our connections. Everything's plugged in. Motor's plugged in. Yellow wire's plugged in. We got power. The only thing we don't have plugged in is the close button. But that shouldn't affect it.
Want to try it?
Yeah, try it again. Oh!
I just had to hold it.
They love the slow ramp. Ah! A little more loving on those pinch welds. Loving complete. Go for it. Yeah, next time. All right, try 3. Next episode, we watch paint dry. Hey! Skin of our teeth. All right, we might as well try the button.
Shit should go up quick.
That's exciting. My grandma's gonna get uppercut by her tailgate. So she's walking out to her car. She's got 9 tons of stuff she picked up from a yard sale. Hold the button on the key, double tap.
Like the key.
There's a hatch button on there?
Yeah.
What happens if you hit it like 3 times? What happens if you hit unlock and then press and hold the hatch button? What if you put it under your chin? No, worth a try. I'm gonna read the instructions.
It's not working.
When the ball head is wrong, the non-aligned ball head can be rotated 360. Oh, nice. That's good to know. Something Wong. Got it. Okay. Replace original car lock head with our company's electric suction and fix it to the original car screws. Yeah. Yeah. That's not where I mounted it. After installation is completed, the tailgate programming setting must be carried out. The original vehicle remote control. Press the unlock key 3 times to open the tailgate. 3 times. 3 times unlock. Hey. So her trunk button doesn't work anymore?
I mean, it probably never did.
All right. She can open and close it from the remote. That's cool. Something we just noticed with the door shut. That body gap. That body gap. So, I think I'm going to loosen this and then try to scooch that over as much as I can. Which I don't think I have a lot of room to do that. Oh! I'll move that over. I think I could do that. Okay. See where the pencil line is? That's how much I moved it over. Try that. And I'm not saying my grandma is a bad driver, but I'm pretty sure she backed into a tree. So I'm looking at that panel gap. I'm looking at that panel gap. Like this side's touching, and there's a gap on this side, like all the way up top. I think my problem might be at the top. So I'm going to try loosening up the hinges up top, and then we'll see how that works. All right. So instead of loosening these, I loosened the nuts that are underneath that. And right now, they're not tight. They're like, you know, no ugga-duggas, but they're touching. So I'm hoping it'll have a little bit of play in there. So I'm going to close this, and then hopefully it'll kind of like self-clearance, balance. Well, that didn't do nothing. It might have moved a touch, but it didn't help out our problem. So it's either this gate is crooked or the car is crooked. I'm going to hop in. I think something else is binding up. Oh, actually, yeah, that one's touching the actuator there. Just a skosh right there. And on that side, we're also just a touch. All right, so we got it marked out where it was touching. A little bit of blue tape just in case something slips. I don't want to scratch it up more than I have to. But after some deliberation between us, I think I'm going to hit it with a hammer and then call it good. So we got matching dents on both sides. Just enough to clear this. We got the weather stripping back on. We've got our control box. I wrapped in some like 1/4-inch foam so it's not rattling around in there. So I'm going to stop. Oh, I need to put that trim panel back on. I'm going to stop messing with this thing. So all back together. Service lights. I've got my emergency release button that we got to pry that thing out in case the string is right behind it. You will need to modify factory struts to get your ball joints out. This is the factory bolts for down here. I swapped them out for stainless flush ones because I think it'll locate that bracket better. We had to... Now, this might be because of previous damage just done to the car in general, but we had to dent up here to clearance this. I think that might be fixed with a more accurate bracket of some sort. We did have to trim the little trim panel that goes around the gate up there. We got the button to close it. This is the factory latch, which I did have to modify in order to get that little piece of metal. We've got front button. And since it's my grandma, we did new license plate lights because she had one out. And we swapped out her headlights for LEDs, along with installing a dash cam and a few other things. For $400 for the liftgate kit on eBay, and with a few extra parts and a little bit of loving, not a bad kit for the money. I would expect a proper kit to be closer to $1,200. That's all that exists. So we're going to go deliver this thing. Merry Christmas.